Faculty Entrepreneurship, Transforming Academic Expertise in the Evolving Higher Education Landscape abstract. This article examines faculty entrepreneurship as a strategic response to the evolving higher education landscape, exploring how academics can translate specialized knowledge into consulting, speaking and content creation ventures while maintaining scholarly integrity, drawing on empirical research and successful implementation cases. The analysis reveals significant benefits at individual, institutional, and societal levels, including enhanced research productivity, improved faculty retention, expanded knowledge transfer, and accelerated research-to-practice translation. Despite these advantages, substantial barriers persist, including restrictive institutional policies, academic cultural resistance, and faculty knowledge gaps regarding business development. The article presents evidence-based frameworks for supporting faculty entrepreneurship through policy reform, structured development programs, and practical resource provision, illustrated through case studies across diverse disciplines. As higher education continues navigating significant structural challenges, faculty entrepreneurship emerges as a critical pathway for expanding academic influence while developing sustainable new models for knowledge creation and dissemination in the contemporary knowledge economy. The landscape of higher education is undergoing profound transformation, shaped by technological disruption, funding challenges, evolving student expectations, and changing workforce demands. Amidst these shifts, faculty entrepreneurship, the strategic application of academic expertise through consulting, speaking, content creation, and other market-focused activities, has emerged as both a significant opportunity and a potential response to systemic pressures. Ziegel and Wright. 2015. Yet despite possessing specialized knowledge with substantial market value, many academics remain uncertain about translating their expertise beyond institutional boundaries. This research brief examines the growing importance of faculty entrepreneurship within contemporary higher education and explores how entrepreneurial pathways can enhance both individual academic careers and institutional missions. Drawing on empirical research and successful implementation cases, I present a framework for understanding and supporting faculty entrepreneurship as a strategic response to the evolving knowledge economy. As someone who has navigated both traditional academic roles and entrepreneurial endeavors, I've witnessed firsthand how these paths can mutually reinforce rather than conflict with one another. This analysis aims to bridge theoretical foundations with practical implementation insights, providing a nuanced understanding of how faculty entrepreneurship is reshaping academic careers and institutional strategies. The changing context of higher education structural pressures and new realities. Higher education institutions face unprecedented challenges that create both necessity and opportunity for entrepreneurial approaches. Funding constraints. Public funding for higher education has declined by 13% per student, inflation adjusted, over the past decade across OECD countries, creating financial pressure on institutions and faculty. OECD. 2023, employment model shifts. The proportion of contingent faculty has grown to represent over 70% of instructional positions in U.S. higher education, fundamentally altering career stability and progression. AAUP. 2024, accountability demands. Institutions face intensifying pressure to demonstrate tangible impact, knowledge transfer, and societal relevance beyond traditional academic metrics. Perkman et al. 2021, knowledge dissemination evolution. Digital platforms have disrupted traditional knowledge gatekeeping, creating alternative channels for academic expertise dissemination. Weller. 2018, these structural changes have created what Clark, 2004, terms the entrepreneurial imperative within higher education, a recognition that traditional models alone cannot sustain either institutions or academic careers in their current form. Market demand for academic expertise concurrent with these internal pressures. External demand for academic expertise has significantly expanded. Organizations increasingly seek evidence-based approaches to complex problems, creating natural opportunities for academics with specialized knowledge. Corporate research partnerships with universities have increased by 27% over the past decade. AAU 2023, 78% of Fortune 500 companies report seeking academic expertise for specialized consulting projects. Deloitte Research 2024, the thought leadership industry has grown to a $76 billion market globally, with academic experts particularly valued for their credibility and research foundations. Forbes Insights 2023, this growing market for academic expertise represents what Etzkowitz, 2017, describes as the third mission of universities, extending knowledge application beyond teaching and research into direct societal and economic impact. Faculty entrepreneurship provides a critical mechanism for fulfilling this mission. The nature and scope of faculty entrepreneurship. Defining faculty entrepreneurship. Faculty entrepreneurship encompasses various forms of market-oriented knowledge application beyond traditional academic activities. These typically include knowledge services, consulting, advisory work and expert testimony, knowledge dissemination, speaking, training and workshop facilitation, knowledge products, books, courses, assessments, and educational resources, knowledge ventures, startups, innovations, and commercial applications. Unlike technology transfer, which focuses primarily on commercializing research outputs through patents and spin-offs, faculty entrepreneurship more broadly encompasses the application of academic expertise through service-based and content-based business models. Perkman et al. 2021. Current patterns and prevalence research reveals significant variation in faculty entrepreneurship across disciplines, institutions, and career stages. STEM fields have established traditions of industry engagement, with 42% of faculty reporting consulting activities. Link et al. 2017. Business disciplines show the highest rates of entrepreneurial activity, with 57% of faculty engaged in paid external work. AACSB 2023. Humanities and social sciences faculty increasingly find opportunities, particularly in training, speaking, and content creation, with participation growing from 18% to 31% over the past decade. Jubilee et al. 2018. Senior faculty, associate and full professors are twice as likely to engage in entrepreneurial activities compared to junior faculty, though this gap is narrowing. Abreu and Grinevik 2013. These patterns reflect both opportunity recognition and risk calculation, with faculty entrepreneurship decisions shaped by disciplinary norms, institutional policies, and individual career considerations. Benefits and impact of faculty entrepreneurship. Individual faculty benefits research demonstrates multiple positive outcomes for faculty who develop entrepreneurial pathways alongside academic roles. Financial impact. Faculty entrepreneurs report average supplemental income of $25,000-$175,000 annually, depending on discipline, experience, and engagement level. Wood 2019. Career Satisfaction, a longitudinal study by Finey et al. 2018, found that faculty with entrepreneurial activities reported 37% higher job satisfaction compared to non-entrepreneurial peers. Research benefits, contrary to concerns about diversion from scholarly work. Evidence indicates that faculty entrepreneurs publish 22% more peer-reviewed papers and secure 34% more research funding than comparable non-entrepreneurial colleagues. Diest and Perkman 2011. Network expansion. Faculty entrepreneurs develop significantly broader professional networks spanning multiple sectors, creating both research opportunities and career options. Ankara and Altabra 2015. Skill development. Entrepreneurial activities cultivate capabilities in negotiation, project management, communication, and leadership that enhance effectiveness within academic roles, Nobby et al. 2017. These findings challenge the traditional perception that entrepreneurial activities necessarily detract from academic performance, instead suggesting potential complementarity between these roles. Institutional benefits. Institutions also derive significant value from faculty entrepreneurship when strategically supported. Knowledge transfer metrics. Faculty entrepreneurship activities directly contribute to institutional impact measures increasingly valued by funders and accreditors, Siegel and Wright. 2015. Industry connections. Faculty entrepreneurs create pathways for broader institutional partnerships, with each consulting relationship having a 23% probability of developing into a larger institutional engagement, Ankara and Altabura. 2015. Faculty retention. Institutions supporting entrepreneurial pathways report 31% higher retention rates among high-performing faculty compared to those with restrictive policies, Ashay et al. 2014. Student opportunities. Faculty with active industry engagement create 44% more internship and employment pathways for students than non-engaged faculty, Etzkowitz. 2017. Alternative revenue. Institutional partnerships with faculty ventures generated $1.2 billion in supplemental revenue across U.S. universities in 2023, AAU, 2023. These benefits position faculty entrepreneurship as a strategic institutional asset rather than a distraction from core academic missions. Societal impact beyond individual and institutional benefits. Faculty entrepreneurship serves broader societal goals. Knowledge application. Faculty entrepreneurs accelerate the translation of research into practice, reducing the often cited 17-year gap between discovery and implementation, Green et al. 2014. Cross-sector collaboration. Entrepreneurial activities create bridges between academic, industry, government, and non-profit sectors, facilitating multidirectional knowledge flows, Etzkowitz. 2017. Workforce development. Faculty entrepreneurs contribute to workforce preparation by bringing current industry challenges into curriculum and training, Ankara and Altabura. 2015. Barriers and challenges to faculty entrepreneurship. Despite these benefits, significant barriers impede faculty entrepreneurship development. Institutional barriers. Policy restrictions. 47% of U.S. universities maintain policies limiting external work to 1 day per week or less, often with burdensome approval processes, AAUP, 2023. Recognition gaps. Promotion and tenure criteria typically undervalue entrepreneurial activities compared to traditional research outputs, Siegel and Wright. 2015. Resource limitations. Only 24% of institutions provide dedicated support for faculty entrepreneurship beyond technology transfer, ACE. 2023. Cultural resistance. Academic culture often maintains what Veblen, 1918, termed the dichotomy between the scholarly and the practical, creating normative pressure against market engagement. Individual barriers. Knowledge gaps. Faculty typically receive minimal training in business development, marketing, or entrepreneurial skills during academic preparation, Wood. 2019. Identity concerns. Many academics experience identity conflicts when considering commercial applications of their expertise, Jubilee et al. 2018. Time constraints. Heavy teaching, research, and service obligations create practical limitations on entrepreneurial capacity, Perkman et al. 2021. Network limitations. Academic networks often lack connections to potential clients and partners outside academia, Ankara and Altabura. 2015. These barriers highlight the need for structured support systems that address both institutional and individual constraints on faculty entrepreneurship. Effective models for supporting faculty entrepreneurship. Research identifies several evidence-based approaches for fostering faculty entrepreneurship. Institutional policy frameworks. Institutions with successful faculty entrepreneurship ecosystems typically implement policies that Clearly define acceptable external activities with transparent approval processes. Create equitable intellectual property frameworks that incentivize faculty participation. Recognize entrepreneurial impact in promotion and tenure decisions. Establish clear conflict of interest management protocols rather than prohibitions. Stanford University's faculty consulting policy explicitly positions external engagement as contributing to the university's knowledge transfer mission while providing clear guidelines that protect both faculty and institutional interests. This approach has contributed to Stanford faculty founding over 40,000 companies and creating 5 million jobs over the university's history. Stanford Office of Technology Licensing, 2023. Development programs. Effective faculty entrepreneurship development programs typically include entrepreneurial education, structured training in business fundamentals, market assessment, and service design. Peer learning communities, discipline-specific groups sharing strategies and experiences. Mentorship structures, connecting early-stage faculty entrepreneurs with experienced peers. Implementation support, resources for developing business infrastructure and client acquisition systems. The University of Michigan's Faculty Entrepreneurship Program provides phase-based development support from initial concept through market launch, combining workshops, individualized coaching, and implementation resources. The program has supported over 200 faculty ventures, generating $47 million in economic impact since 2018. University of Michigan Innovation Partnerships. 2023. Resource provision. Practical resources that facilitate faculty entrepreneurship include administrative infrastructure for managing external engagements, legal support for contract development and negotiation, marketing and business development assistance, physical and virtual spaces for client meetings, and project work. The University of Toronto's Entrepreneurship Hub provides faculty with access to business development specialists, contract templates, client management systems, and dedicated meeting spaces. This infrastructure has contributed to a 43% increase in faculty entrepreneurial activity over 3 years. University of Toronto Entrepreneurship. 2024. Case Studies, Faculty Entrepreneurship in Practice. Case Study 1. Humanities faculty building a content-based business. A history professor specializing in organizational leadership lessons from historical events developed a thriving speaking and content business alongside her academic position. Key elements included creating a methodical framework, translating historical case studies into applicable leadership principles, developing tiered content offerings from free articles to premium workshops, establishing clear agreements with her institution regarding intellectual property, building a systematic approach to balancing academic and entrepreneurial commitments. Outcomes included $130,000 in annual supplemental income, 2 commercially successful books that also enhanced her academic standing, and new research funding stemming from industry connections. Case Study 2. STEM faculty consulting practice, an engineering professor specializing in sustainable manufacturing processes established a consulting practice serving industrial clients. Critical success factors included identifying specific industry pain points. His research directly addressed creating standardized assessment and implementation methodologies involving graduate students in appropriate aspects of consulting projects, developing clear scope boundaries to manage time commitments. This venture generated $165,000 annually while creating funded research opportunities worth over $2 million and establishing industry placements for graduate students. Case Study 3. Social Sciences Digital Education Platform. A psychology professor focused on applied cognitive psychology developed an online education platform teaching practical applications of cognitive principles. Key components included creating scalable digital products requiring minimal ongoing time investment, developing automated marketing systems to reach practitioners, establishing organizational partnerships for broader distribution, integrating practitioner insights back into her research agenda. The platform generates $220,000 annually while reaching over 75,000 practitioners globally and creating research opportunities through practitioner data. Strategic implications for higher education stakeholders. For individual faculty seeking to develop entrepreneurial pathways should consider conducting systematic assessment of expertise marketability within specific sectors, developing incremental engagement strategies that manage risk and time investment, creating clear boundaries between academic and entrepreneurial activities, building complementarity between entrepreneurial work and research, teaching agendas, seeking institutional champions and peer support for entrepreneurial initiatives. For academic leaders and administrators, institutional leaders can foster faculty entrepreneurship by revising outdated policies that create unnecessary barriers to external engagement, developing explicit recognition for entrepreneurial impact in evaluation criteria, creating dedicated support infrastructure for faculty entrepreneurs, facilitating connections between faculty expertise and external opportunities, celebrating and showcasing successful faculty entrepreneurship. For higher education policymakers, policy considerations that support faculty entrepreneurship include developing funding mechanisms that incentivize knowledge application alongside discovery, creating regulatory frameworks that facilitate rather than impede academic-industry collaboration, establishing metrics that recognize entrepreneurial contributions to institutional missions, supporting professional development that prepares faculty for entrepreneurial opportunities. The future of faculty entrepreneurship. Several emerging trends will likely shape faculty entrepreneurship in coming years. Digital transformation. Online platforms are dramatically reducing barriers to market entry for faculty entrepreneurs, creating global reach with minimal infrastructure. Alternative credentials. The growing market for specialized professional education creates opportunities for faculty to develop focused certification programs. Hybrid careers. New academic career models are emerging that explicitly integrate entrepreneurial activities alongside traditional responsibilities. Collaborative entrepreneurship. Faculty teams increasingly form multidisciplinary ventures addressing complex challenges requiring diverse expertise. These trends suggest faculty entrepreneurship will become increasingly central to academic careers rather than peripheral, requiring proactive adaptation from both individuals and institutions. Conclusion. Faculty entrepreneurship represents a critical response to the evolving higher education landscape, offering benefits at individual, institutional, and societal levels, rather than conflicting with traditional academic values. Entrepreneurial pathways can enhance research impact, institutional sustainability, and faculty career satisfaction when strategically developed. As higher education continues navigating significant structural challenges, faculty entrepreneurship provides a mechanism for expanding academic influence while developing sustainable new models for knowledge creation and dissemination. By addressing existing barriers and implementing supportive frameworks, institutions can harness faculty entrepreneurship as a strategic asset in fulfilling their evolving missions. The most successful approaches will recognize faculty entrepreneurship not as a distraction from academic work but as an extension of it, creating new channels for expertise application while reinforcing core scholarly contributions. In this context, faculty entrepreneurship becomes not merely an individual career strategy but a transformative force in reshaping how academic knowledge creates value in society.